Okay, the rumor that wax holds dirt. Now, it's true that wax does hold dirt, okay? If you took some wax and you put it on a wall and you threw dirt at the wall, some of the dirt would stick to the wax. But waxed dreads don't hold dirt. And the reason why is that the wax does its job from the inside of the dread, not the outside. So you put it on and eventually it works in and it's on the inside of the dread and the dirt can't touch it because there's layer after layer after layer of hair on top of the wax. Turn it that way, it's kind of gross. Like I said, I've used wax, to start both my dreads, and I never had a problem with dirt sticking to my dreads or my head or any problems like that. So if somebody's telling you this, they're probably speculating or theorizing.
Well, wax is somewhat sticky and it holds the hair together, so it would hold dirt as well.
But whatever. Okay, in practice, it's not an issue, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, one of the biggest problems with overwaxing is it makes it harder to get the wax out of your hair. Because there's sometimes when you need wax and sometimes when you don't. Like if you're clockwise rubbing, and it's important that you can take it out. So we've made sure that our wax will wash out with hot water. Now, if you have put way too much in there, it's not going to wash out as easily.
I tried washing my dreads in hot water and the wax did not come out.
You're going to need to wash it more because only a certain amount can be removed each time you wash it, unless you're just going to sit there and wash it and wash it and wash it and wash it. Wash it, wash it, wash it. Over and over. Generally, if you've put the right amount, washing it twice with hot water and a little dread soap will get it out. And if there's any left, if there's a small amount, it'll come out in the next washing. It's not really a problem. Now, if you know that you've overdone it, like you've caked it on, and then later you see this video and you already have like 2 pounds of wax in your hair and you need to get it out, the best way to do that is to take a hair dryer and warm up each dread individually. Sit there and then after you get it nice and hot, you can take a clean towel that doesn't shed and you can wipe off the wax. It'll melt, it'll be like liquid wax and the towel will just soak it up. The difficulty of getting the wax out when you've overdone it has led people to the next rumor, which is that wax stays in the hair forever. But that's not true.
If you've put the right amount,
washing it twice with hot water and a little dread soap will get it out.
You should remove the wax each month. Call it purging or call it hot rinsing or whatever. It's a good idea to get it all out of there. You want to have fresh wax. Keep everything fresh. We say to do it each month. The thing is, it's only going to be like the first 2 months that you really have a good bit of wax in there. By the second month, you start doing the A-B maintenance routine. So you're only putting wax in every other week. And so basically you have half as much in there. And you'll have half as much to wash out. Another rumor is that
Once you wax, you always wax.
That's not true. Wax is just a tool for helping your dreads mature. So when your dreads are mature, you're pretty much done with wax, right? But there's some confusion because wax can also be used as a moisturizer, all right? And for a while, that was probably the best moisturizer, that you could use. But now we have Dread Butter, which is really, really good, and it smells really stinking good. Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does.
I swear it smells like it's edible, and it won't ever feel tacky. It'll prevent the dryness and breakage. It just gives the hair moisture. It's a lot easier to apply. It's a lighter product. I don't know. If all you need is a moisturizer, I think you'll like it a lot more. The next rumor is that wax can cause dread rot. Now, some of you may not have heard of dread rot, so I'll tell you what that is, and then we're going to come back to the wax part. Dread rot is mildew growing and dying inside your dreads, and it stinks. It does. It smells really bad. A lot of people have to cut their dreads because of dread rot. And that's unfortunate because it usually happens to mature dreads. And the reason is when you wash your dreads in regular soaps and shampoos that aren't completely residue free, the residue stays in the dreads. And the residues aren't a problem in straight hair because straight hair is not packed together in tight little, ropey wads, that hold onto the residues. Well, in dreads, they do hold onto the residues. And over time, the residues build up. Eventually, they prevent the hair from drying. See, healthy dreads wick water from the roots to the tips, Okay, kind of like a candle wick, you know, will like wick up the oil or whatever. Well, they wick the water. That helps the dreads dry. But when you use soaps that have residue for a long period of time, the residue builds up, and as the dreads get tighter, they really start to hold on to the residue. So the water sits in there, and it sits in there longer and longer until eventually it can grow mildew. And it stinks, man. It smells like wet gym locker towel. At first, you only smell it when the dreads are wet, but then as it continues to get worse, you'll eventually smell it just about all the time. So you want to avoid dread rot. First off, always get your dreads dry. Every time you get them soaked, try to get them as dry as possible. And don't ever let them sit in a, like tied up or in a hat or anything that would slow down the drying. Step 2, never use soaps that leave residue in there. I mean, if you have to, if you're on a vacation, you forgot your dread soap or whatever, using it for a couple weeks is not a problem. It's a problem when you do it long term. The third thing is to try to make dreads that are smaller. If you're backcombing, then you can choose your section size. If you can keep the sections about an inch square or smaller, you won't have to worry about the dread rot nearly as much. If you're not backcombing, you can't really choose how big they grow, and some of them are going to get huge, and you can try ripping them apart or whatever. Keep that in mind. First, the wax doesn't build up like residues do. All right, residues don't melt out. They just sit there. The wax can be melted out, so it doesn't build up. Secondly, wax is only used when the dreads are relatively new, and it's during the end of and after the maturity that the dread rot becomes a problem because the hair is so tightly packed that it can really grab onto and hold those residues. Well, by that time you don't need the wax anymore, so it's not going to be an issue. All right, so woo! All right. Okay.
To be continued. Did that suck, man? When you were a kid, you had to wait till like next week. Well, you don't have to wait. Part C's done. You can go check it out right now, man.